Hello and welcome to Flippin' Through, the internet's #1 vintage Mad Magazine review, news, and interview channel. Before we get started, remember, hit subscribe or like. If you really enjoy this video, share it with somebody that you love. You hate it? Share it with somebody that you hate. Anyway, so I am taking a break from tradition, and I'm going to be looking at the 5th annual edition of The Worst from Mad. This came out, I'm just had to guess, 1964. That's my guess, based on what I looked up like 2 nights ago. Our price, 50 cents, which is indeed cheap. And in this issue, they are taking great things, a collection of humor and satire from these past sickening issues. So we have a summer super special, Mad number, I can't tell, number 61, and that, wait, I wonder if it's like 62. Anyway, who knows? I know that's 61 because I just did that one. You can watch that video right up there. So some of this might end up looking a bit familiar, and other parts of it not at all. I believe this issue is the one where this is a really cool issue because it has the two-sided cover, but I believe that this is the issue where Spy versus Spy first appeared. And that's one that I'm kind of holding off on doing for a while, just because it is so special in many ways. And now in here, there's also a special bonus, which is Mad Twists Rock and Roll on a real 33 1/3 RPM record. A free selection from our great new hit /flop album. So this is part like 1 or 2 songs. I don't know if it's two-sided. I haven't actually looked at it yet. From another album that they did. And let's just get right into it. Now, here we go. This is it. This is the record. It came loose. Now I remember when I bought this thing that this fell out. So something that's really cool about this is, I mean, it's not really a record. I mean, it kind of is, in as much that there is there's grooves, and in those grooves, it contains an analog recording of music. So we have some kind of neat, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, I chose the right one. So here we have, to remove the record from this book, as it'll be very tough playing it on your phonograph if you don't. Simply tear out carefully along the dotted line. If record sticks to spindle and does not rotate on turntable, enlarge hole by sticking pencil through, or better still, by shooting a .45 caliber bullet through. And you start tearing here and start playing. Oh, you can't see this. I got to zoom out a little bit. So start tearing here and start playing there. Now you can see they've done a good job of making it look visually like a .45. It's smaller than a .45, but what's very interesting is this is cardboard. It's not plastic at all. And I'm going to see if I can get the light to hit it. There you can kind of see this is like a plastic that's adhered to it. And I mean, I don't know how they made these, but pretty neat. And so this is the song is She Got a Nose Job by the Delwoods. And I might actually, as an side, maybe I'll try to play this on my record player. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm going to set this aside very carefully. And here we go. Here's an ad for Dial Soap. Oh, wait. Got to zoom out. Here we have the 5th annual edition. We have here we go. No, this isn't Irving. What number do you want? Well, that's your trouble, you idiot. You got the wrong number. This is AT7, not AT6. Now, those of you young whippersnappers out there, they used to have, instead of, it would like use the numbers, not the numbers, the letters, the first two to like, I don't know why they did it. They, whatever. I don't even know really what I'm talking about, so I'll stop trying to explain it. This is a way of telling somebody your phone number. Why did they do it like that? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm certain somebody does, but it is not me. Now, there is not a vital department, what was it called? Like the vital parts department. But we have like the masthead here, John Putnam, art director. Is he still alive? Anyway, artists and writers, the usual gang of idiots. I'm just going to kind of pass over that. So if magazines, all right, this is one thing I don't like about this already. The binding, it's like a glued binding, and so none of these are actually opening up all the way. You can see, like, I don't want to like crease it. I already did already, but so anyway, this is the idea behind this is repurposing comic strips like Rex Morgan or Superman or Donald Duck, and matching them up and their content of them with, magazines at the time. So here we have artist Wallace Wood, who I'm curious if he actually did this art or if he was. Oh, yeah. Okay. He did. And in the past, in a recent issue, we talked about this and Wally Wood's art style and how awesome it is. And in the previous editions of this, what he did is he would sign his name in the style of the original artist. So this is the Donald Duck, but instead of signing Wally Wood like Walt Disney, he did a little satire of, so it says Walt Dizzy instead of Walt Disney. And we have by Horace T. Staffhack and Homer P. Anonymous. I'm sure that, I didn't read the comic, like the strip of Superman, but I'm sure that, that's just a joke about that. And so here we have, instead of Charles Schultz, Charles M. Brown. So if Peanuts appeared in Scientific American, we have A equals X squared minus Y squared, and then we have X squared minus Y squared plus 2XY divided by X squared plus Y squared. I'm not going to read all this mathematic notation, but oh, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Good grief, how humiliating. Hey, this actually works. He's overthinking it. Hey, she just flies it perfectly. And Prince Valiant. Prince Valiant is one. They've kind of done like in the comic book world, Flash Gordon, Prince Valiant, Mandrake the Magician, and the Phantom. I forget what publisher it is, but for a while they seem to be trying to like make a connected universe, or like, I guess, Defenders of the Earth style thing in the comic book world. I thought they were pretty good. And Prince Valiant is dope. I like him. I like his haircut. I thought about maybe getting some bangs. I think that would look pretty nice. So, up-to-date names for rockets and missiles. The Jack Parr, the Charles Van Doren, the Jimmy Hoffa. Let's read this one. Huge operational rocket designed to deliver important payloads. The Hoffa derives its name from its steering unit stage located at its head. Recent investigation tests of this rocket's performance characteristics indicate that the Hoffa steering unit is uncontrollable, often following a twisting orbit which eludes all tracking devices. Attempts to obtain accurate information during these tests have failed due to the unit's usually full-powered transmitting apparatus suddenly refusing to function during critical stages. I love here we have I might read a lot of these. Okay. The Dean Martin zoom in. See, I'm getting cocky now. I've gotten pretty good at zooming in. And maybe I could get like a remote to zoom. Versatile multi-stage liquid-fueled missile. Liquid-fueled. There we go. 4/5 right there. Liquid fuel missile performance tests have proven conclusively that the Martin functions extremely well as long as liquid fuel used is highly volatile. Capacity of fuel tanks exceeds that of most other operational missiles. Pronounced waiver, noticeable during past flights, did not seem to affect the efficiency of its operation. However, the recent launchings with less volatile fuel have been disappointing. Now, if you don't know Dean Martin, he was, how do you not, I guess, he was part of the Rat Pack, and he was a drinker. Like, I think at all times he had like a little glass of, I don't know, whiskey or something, rum, who knows. I don't know what he drank. Here we have the Alfred E. Neumann rocket, half-stage rocket with extra-large fins and pointed head developed by Crackpot Fringe Group, designed in conjunction with release of atrociously decorated paper satellite, which usually travels in ridiculous circles, displaying no intelligent direction or defined orbit, undergoes 8 tests a year. Value of rocket and its satellite remains undetermined, as to all tests thus far have resulted in total failures. In most recent launching, the Newman reached a height of absolute absurdity before returning to Earth and blowing up its own stupid launching pad. I like that. These are fun. Who wrote this? We have, the writer Frank Jacobs. No wonder I like it. I think Frank Jacobs, artist George Woodbridge, Frank Jacobs, I think is becoming my favorite writer. I think I probably said that about a couple writers by now. Here we have art by Bob Clark and writer Cy Reet. I am uncertain how to pronounce that. The Mad Down to Earth coloring book. This is a gag that I guess at this point it was probably like kind of a fresh one in the mid 60s. However, this is something that has really been overdone, I think, in recent years. Like, you have all sorts of things, like, you know, and I'm not talking about adult coloring books that are like profoundly intricate and they're just for like people to sort of like decompress and color through. I mean, like, it looks like a children's coloring book, but it's usually things that are inappropriate for a child to color, and thus it is an adult coloring book. So the family loves to watch color television. Color everything except the TV screen, dark gray. On the screen, color the singer's hair purple, color her face and arms blue, color her teeth green, color the tree behind her red with yellow leaves, color the grass around the tree pink. There are still a lot of bugs in color television. Oh my goodness. I remember my Aunt Betty had like just old televisions, and I would watch David Letterman on one of her TVs. It was the kind that had like they weren't, but you know, there was no remote to it, and so you had to turn this thing and it would go clunk clunk clunk. You still had like UHF, VHF frequencies, and kind of miss it. Anyway, the safe crackers. Now this is okay, never mind. At first I thought we were going to get like a big run of Don Martin things. So the safe crackers. Okay, McGoon, just stand there and keep watch. Remember, one dumb move from you and this place will be crawling with cops. Trust them. Look, they're hard at work. They have all their safe cracking things. He's got this really nice shotgun. Oh no, it's a Tommy gun. I'm sorry. He has a Tommy gun. They're working so hard, playing it away. I think this might be one of those Don Martin jokes that could have been kept to one page. Okay, so look at, boom, they blow it up. They get the money. He lights up a smoke. Oh, look at they're all excited. He drops the match and all the cops are there. I guess I don't really get the joke, Don. I don't know. Uh, are they dumb? Are the cops dumb too? I don't know. TV's Wonder Dog, Lizzie. Obviously, this is a parody of. Well, now I can't think of it. Oh yeah, Lassie. Mort Drucker and Larry Siegel. I've been obsessed sort of with the backgrounds of illustrations. I think I talk about them. I've talked about them a lot in um, the past couple flip throughs when I'm looking through these. A lot of the time, I'm looking at the backgrounds. This one there's like I guess foreground and midground, but there is no real background. Just gets sort of like painted in with this duotone. Here we go. Lassie is just a man in the suit. I'm just gonna. Oh. This is the first one. Okay, I'm not gonna. Don't look at that. Okay, maybe we'll look at it and we'll talk about it again later. But, dear Mr. Gaines, the publisher, please excuse my son, the editor, for not putting anything on this page. But he was home sick today. Sincerely, Mrs. Feldstein. They did that. They dedicated that whole page to a dumb joke. I love that. All right, so this is the very first ever Spy versus Spy. And I guess why wouldn't they include it in this? I should have predicted it. I mean, they have that. Yeah, of course they're going to do that. So, Antonio Prohas. Now, if you don't know, Antonio Prohas he's a big deal. And he's a I guess you would say he's like a refugee from communist Cuba. And so Antonio Prohas is a famous Cuban artist whose anti-Castro cartoons have appeared in such publications as Bohemia, which is the largest circulation of any Spanish-language magazine, the daily Prensa Libre, the Free Press, El Mundo, and the Sunday Oveja Negra, the Black Sheep. He has won the Juan Gualberto Gomez Award, the equivalent of our Cartoon Society's Reuben, 6 times. Now, I think what they're talking about is a character that he did, which was like, I should have looked it up. I don't know why I wasn't expecting this, but it was like the villain or something. It was like a Spanish guy. He was the villain, and he was just sort of like this kind of scummy dude, not unlike Spy versus Spy, but it was just only one guy doing bad things to many other people. Without really any regard. And so I think that's like the type of kind of anti-Castro stuff that they're alluding to. So on May 1st, 3 days before Castro's henchmen took over what remained of Cuba's free press, Rojas fled to New York stone broke. Once here, he came directly to MAD. Among the things he showed us was this captivating cartoon sequence of friendly rivalry called Spy versus Spy. Now, I have to say, there's like, sometimes I focus too much on the details of sentences and I derive meaning that perhaps isn't intended. But among the things he showed us, I'm really curious. If I had a chance to talk to anybody who was there during that time period, I would want to know what else was shown. Like, did he have other ideas or other characters that never saw the light of day? I think that would be really, really fun. And so here we go. By Prohas in Morse code. Here we have, look at, they're snickering. They're so excited. Oh, they're friendly with one another. Pours him his tea. He gives him a little cream or sugar. They pour it down and so the cats are dead. I love that. What? That's just perfect. Not dead cats. And just as like an introduction to 2 characters and their disregard for anything and their own kind of like sneaky behavior. Like what a perfect introduction to characters that we of course just are beloved universally. Here we go, some Bob Clark art. You need something to do with the water. If you need water sports illustrated, you talk to Bob Clark. Writer Al Jaffe, our guy Al Jaffe, if you recall, retired. Check that out. So methods for recognizing the types of sailboat. Common sailboat hulls. Okay, sloop hull, ketch hull, yawl hull, rotten hull. Really? All right. Maybe this. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing more because maybe sailing. You know, this is like an East Coast thing. Sailing's big on the East Coast. You know, they're. I don't know. So here's the sloop rigging, ketch rigging. I like that ketch. That's cool looking. Yawl rigging, keep rigging. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see where this is going. I I love these illustrations, but I think I'm just going to kind of power through this one. Maybe if anything jumps out, I might bring it up. Well, here we go. Basic sailing maneuvers: running, reaching, heeling, capsizing, sinking, and hollering. Oh my, because this is like an 8-page thing about it's all about sailing. Sorry, guys. Sorry if you're a real sailing humor enthusiast, but we're gonna power through that one. This is an oversized issue, and I do kind of want to. Oh man, I can't keep this at the normal length of video. Admissions of dishonesty still don't make it right. This is one that was in that 1961. And here we go. This is where the record was, and this is the album that it comes off of. You know, a lot of people might have this record. But we got a B-side. That's probably what they gave us. The amateur photography. CD camera. They had these. Now I'm actually so this is a Rolleiflex. Do that. Medium format reflex camera. Can't read that without getting my head in the frame. Types of cameras, gadgets, and equipment. The Polaroid camera, 3D camera. Here we go. The exposure meter. Now I'm getting distracted by the thing that I actually know something about. But the flash gun. This apparatus allows the photographer to take pictures in very dim light by producing a brilliant instant flash. Flash bulb is so precision timed, it rarely fails to go off, usually the moment you place it into the gun. The delayed action shutter. The delayed action shutter retards the exposure time for a predetermined period ranging from 2 to 10 seconds. This affords the amateur photographer the opportunity to include himself in any picture. And the delayed action shutter allows him time to join his subjects and assume an interesting pose. I can't tell you how many pictures I have of me running towards it, not tripping, thankfully. Sorry, Donnie, we're gonna kind of move on. George Woodbridge, the artist of this Beatnik, the magazine for hipsters. Night Wild Henry flipped his lid. Wanda Cull, full-time emotionalist. Sydney Swartz, freelance philosopher. Gerald Zen, poet and pushcart peddler. Oversized sweaters knitted from carefully chosen, crudely looking 100% wool yarn. Guaranteed to stretch even bigger than what we send you. Here we have the new wild new beard styles for hipsters. Is it Hipster Magazine, right? No, it's Beatnik. Yeah. Well, Beatnik, the magazine for hipsters. Sorry. We have the single hair beard. This was me as a young man. Full face beard. Sideburn beard. Look at everything old is new again. That's what my dad used to tell me. There's nothing new under the sun. That's what my dad used to say. Wouldn't you know it? Hipsters have remained mostly unchanged. That one. Might go for that. Or the W one. Glossary of square terms. Axe. The horn a square wood chipper swings with. Blues, like colors, mostly on square suits. Bread, which you scoff on the feed bag kick. Cat, that beast who's got 9 chances for kicks. Pops, the bits that good humor cat pushes. Way out, the route when you split from the sea. I think that is something that I think hipsters in the modern times are lacking, is really cool like verbiage, wordage. I don't know. What is that called? Like the words that they use. Critical reviews of every. What is that? I don't know the term that I'm thinking of. Anyway, another spy versus spy. Curious, were all 3 of these in that first one? In that that first appearance? Or did they always just do 2? So here he goes, he drops something. Oh my goodness, it's ticking. It sounds as though it's a bomb. Creeps up on him, which is an out, and then oh, this guys, this one kind of goes against my thesis that Spy versus Spy has just become more demented. I mean, this is a confirmed kill right here. This is a confirmed kill. I had kind of said on multiple occasions that they got just almost too demented as time went on, and that originally they murder was not always on the table, but maiming, disfiguring, dismembering, that was fair game, but murder was not really something that happened. Look at that. The third one just okay. That kind of ruins my theory. That's a little bit disappointing. So who is this? Joe Orlando and Cy Reed. Joe Orlando. What else did he do? I don't really recognize that name. Sort of like Bob Clark-esque, right? And if this is Bob Clark. Look at that awful face. Oh, thanks, George. I hate it. Or thanks, Bob. I hate it. Bob Clark. Yeah, okay, so we have basically the Spy versus Spy from a lot of those issues. Child's History of the middle 1900s. Oh, gosh. You know what I can't wait for? I really wish, like, all of the things that have happened in 2020, I really hope Mad Magazine gets their poop in a group to do a really, really good 20 dumbest things of 2020. Because, boy, there's going to be some great ones. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, wait. I have to rotate. What? All right. Chapter 1, The Coming of World War I, the delightful caricature of Hitler. Here we see Adolf Hitler and his Nazi followers at a crowded political meeting in a Munich beer hall. This meeting was known as the Beer Hall Putsch. Putsch. 3 times the exact same way. Because it was so crowded, everyone kept putsching and shoving. The picture shows clearly what a selfish man Hitler was. Note how much bigger his glass is than the others. It reminds me of that Norm Macdonald punchline. Yeah, the Hitler guy. He sounds like he's a real jerk. Here we have I'm sorry. The motorist map of the USA in the middle 1900s showing road conditions around the country. So we have here we have some tenements being torn down to make way for turnpikes right there. What's in here? This is, I think I live in like this dotted thing. thoroughways being torn down to make way for freeways. Oh my gosh, that's so true. But actually, it was more, I think at that time it was a neighborhood being torn down to make 94. And that, yeah. This is actually this makes me a little bit depressed. Speed traps for catching suckers who resume speed. What is this? Resume speed areas and then the suckers getting pulled over. What is this? Dirt roads being torn down to make way for detours. Detours being torn down to make way for speed traps. This is I love that image. American presidents of the middle 1900s. Eisenhower and Dewey. That's the one where you get that beautiful picture of Eisenhower where it says Dewey beats Eisenhower. He's holding up the newspaper on his train, the caboose of his train. Doctors advertised. Oh, that's basically what they do. They could make this now, like restless leg syndrome. That thing where you have itchy skin. Memories long forgotten, recalled upon a couch. Lovely. This is Bob Clark like owns this issue. TV ads we'd like to see. The Ban roll-on commercial. In the mature male and in the mature female, there are two types of perspiration. One caused by overactivity, the other caused by nervous tension. Now science creates Ban, the roll-on What the? Hold it! Hey you! What are you doing? Why are you taking away the statue? This one, this statue offends. I don't know why he is. I'm sticking with it. But how can it offend? We've been using Ban roll-on deodorant on it for months now. Besides, do you suppose people really believe that a statue can have underarm odor? Of course not. How could a statue possibly have underarm odor? How does the statue offend? It's got a bad breath. I like that. Old Casey at the bat. Now there was in one of the really early Mad ones, there was Casey at the bat. In like one of the comic issues, they had Casey at the bat, and it was illustrated by somebody in the comments. Tell me, because I'm forgetting who it was illustrated by. I was gonna say Jack Davis, but I'm probably wrong. I'm almost certain I'm wrong. I think, yeah. Tell me in the comments if you remember that in the comics. Mad, Casey at the Bat, who illustrated that. Casey at the Bat was like this famous poem. Oh, here we have. In 1888, some square named Ernest Lawyer Thayer wrote a poem which was destined for wide acclaim entitled Casey at the Bat. But like all poems of that period, it was written in the language of the period, which figures. To bring it up to date, Mad presents a hip version of the poem which is destined for obscurity, entitled Cool Casey at the Bat. About a guy who, doesn't he like, he hits a home run or something. Scenes we'd like to see, the race to the crossing. I don't know about you, this makes me nervous. I've seen too many videos on like, Live Leak. Oh, he's rushing. Oh, look at there at the locomotive. George Woodbridge. Golly, he's such a good artist. Oh, he turns the... But look at that, man. That's such a cool... Long way. Dope I am. Oh, just... I don't know why. I love this illustration of... I forget my pointer sometimes. This with... And again, I don't know, man. I'm just like... I'm thinking about like composing this and how much detail he leaves out during the inking. And then he comes back and adds that detail in. Like, what would this... I wish I could like take away the layers. Like, what would happen if I took away the duotone? And all of the shading, and it was like the whiteout and stuff, and it was just the inking. what would that look like? It would look profoundly different. That's what it would look like. And he was able to visualize that, visualize things. I don't know, man. I wish I need to get a better vocabulary. Madison Avenue, surplus sale. Powerful miniature jet engine. Used for many years in spectacular photos of fishy auto bodies full of happy passengers sailing off into space. This engine was hidden under the auto body, expelling its jets out the taillights, exhaust pipes, trunk keyhole, etc. Flight repairs made on engine after each flight into space. It is still a real bargain. Absolutely all-proof watch. Built to withstand the fiercest abuse. Exhibited on TV, tied to a propeller of an outboard motor, running a tank of water. Also shown in magazine ad, fastened to the keel of ocean liner. Still in excellent condition. Exactly like any $14.95 Timex watch. Originally cost over $56,000 and took 3 expert watchmakers 7 years to build. How else could it be so good? Ha! Deal at $12,000. Magic for bile fluid. The parent from the ages of 21 to 60. The normal father. That's a 21-year-old? Jeez Louise. And it is the same dude. I love that. I mean, if you look at this, like, just you have that same line for the top of the head and the nose that just like carries over into all of them, but it's just like the way the body just sinks down is amazing. And then look at this. It's almost the exact opposite. Everything's going up. Oh, I love that. Who's the artist on this? Oh, it would be on probably the first. Wallace Wood. Teen parents, 5 to 12 years old. I wish I could really read through this. Well, I can. I just can't do it right now. Here we go. We will finish with The Moving Man. Oh, look at there's the staple. Yeah, what a great way to bind a... Well, what am I complaining about? What do I know? Look, that woman on the 17th floor. She's going to jump. Quick, under her with his harp. Oh my God. Oh, that's so disgusting. Oh my gosh. Oh, I hate this possibly more than any other one that I've seen. Oh my gosh. And this, of course, I think this is on the back side of that 1961 issue. So I'm not going to go over it. But there it is, The Worst from Mad, annual edition number 5. And I guess I'm just going to pause here, and I'm going to play for you on the ending this track. So thank you so much for watching, and toodaloo.